Amigos, seguimos haciendo un modesto homenaje aquí en Noche de Ronda a los 100 años del cine. Los 100 años desde que se inventó esa maquinita y se transformara en el arte que es hoy día. Han transcurrido por nuestro programa y por las pantallas de sus hogares grandes leyendas del cine, grandes personalidades, actrices, actores, y hoy día nos visita una gran actriz famosísima que nos ha amenazado muchas veces que viene, que no viene, que viene. Ahora ella está aquí, vino, está en Chile, está en Noche de Ronda, está con ustedes, amigas y amigos, Raquel Welch. Raquel, how are you?
I'm fine.
This is your public. Please. ¿Es tú, Raquel, que nuestro público te quiere mucho aquí en Chile?
That's very nice.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Dile muchas gracias por estar con nosotros en Noche de Ronda. Y quiero preguntarte, tu nombre civil es Raquel Tejada.
Yes.
Mucha gente te relaciona con Bolivia. ¿Cuál es tu relación con Bolivia?
Well, my father was a Boliviano, and I was named after my grandmother.
Ah, Raquel.
Yes, whose name was Raquel. Yes. So that's the relation.
¿Tú no has estado nunca en Bolivia? ¿Tú has vivido siempre fuera de Bolivia?
No. Sadly, I've never been to Bolivia. No, it's terrible.
¿Y cómo te iniciaste? ¿Cómo partiste en el cine, Raquel?
I had one very small job, and somebody sort of discovered me in this job that I had, which was really on a television show doing almost nothing. I mean, it was just, you know, sort of standing around in a very sexy costume. And one of the producers of 20th Century Fox sort of discovered me and asked me if I wanted to be under contract, so they gave me a screen test. And one of the first movies I did was a Fantastic Voyage, you know.
El viaje fantástico.
Yeah, and it was not a very big part, you know, and and it was science fiction, and it took like 9 months to do this movie. So while this movie was having all the special effects done, I went to London to make another movie called 1 Million Years BC. And yeah. And when I made that movie, then everything happened for me, and I'm, you know.
Tú decías que estabas en tu primera aparición con una vestida muy sexy. Y que te presente como sex symbol, ¿eso te perjudica o te beneficia en tu carrera?
Well, I think it's sort of both ways, you know. You know, in order to be in films, at least at that time, it was important to be good looking, and so it was nice for me to have a.
Y muy bonita, yo lo puedo decir porque estoy muy cerca de ella.
No, gracias, but I mean, of course it's a help, you know, but then of course it's always the old cliche that, you know, people sometimes perceive you to be just decorative.
Has escrito libros, has hecho videos de cómo mantenerse joven y linda. ¿Cómo es tu sistema de vida para lograrlo?
Mainly, you know, when I was about 35, I discovered a discipline called yoga.
Yoga.
You know, it's not a religion, as lots of people think that it is. It isn't. It's a kind of a practice of meditation, you know, and
ejercicios.
Yes, well, there are exercises. We call them postures.
Posturas.
Yes, because you don't do anything like, you know, like very active. You take a position and you just hold the position.
Yeah.
And And it is the philosophy and the practice of trying to make the mind and the body come together.
Pero tú no fumas.
No, I wish I could. I love to smoke, but I can't smoke because I get a sore throat immediately, you know, when I smoke.
No, pero hace mal.
Well, it's bad for your health, and probably you're not very nice to kiss after you smoke a lot of cigarettes. No. Unless you're kissing somebody who has smoking a lot too.
Sí, y tampoco bebes bebidas alcohólicas.
Yes, but that again is only because I can't, you know. It's not because I'm very Puritan. I would love to be able to drink more, but I don't. It doesn't work with me, you know. I have about half a glass of wine and I'm already very silly and very happy.
So, Rico, tú hiciste una obra en Broadway que se llamaba La Mujer del Año. ¿Cómo fue tu experiencia en Broadway? Todos los días, cansador.
Oh, I liked it very much. Oh, very tiring, but that was not the point, because when you're on stage, there was such an excitement to perform live, you know. I think it's where, on the stage, it's really where actors are king. You know, it's just a question of you and the audience, and there's nobody in between, and it's very immediate. And I think, very selfishly as an actress, you feel immediately, you know, like when I came out here, how warm the audience is. You get back something for yourself quickly, and so it's like, you know, food for your spirit, you know. And when you're in a film, I mean, you're never there when the audience looks at you.
Es más frío.
And you never know. yes, and you never really know how people regard you at the moment, you know. You have to go and hide in the back of the cinema and watch to see if anybody laughs at the right time, or, you know, if they are laughing and giggling because you're so bad up there.
¿Y tú has ido a ver tus películas y te escondes en el cine y miras a ver cómo te recibe la gente?
Only one.
¿Cuál?
The Three Musketeers movie. Yeah, right.
¿Y te gustaste?
No, but the other people liked me, so I was all right.
¿Tú eres muy crítica contigo?
Yeah, I never liked myself, really.
Oye, Raquel, en Broadway tuviste que bailar y cantar. Tú siempre cantaste, ¿tuviste que aprender baile?
No. I started dancing when I was 7 years old, and I studied classical ballet, and then I studied a little flamenco dancing, and what we called then jazz or modern dance. So I had that already for many years, and I have been traveling with a kind of a concert tour where I was singing and dancing. And I started dancing when I was about 7 too, in children's theater. Things like, we did musicals in San Diego. There was a children's theater where we did all these different musicals.
Y la televisión. ¿Has hecho muchos especiales, musicales para la televisión?
I think I did 2 real specials, you know. But I'm going to go back to the theater again this coming spring, yes, in London, in the West End. But I'm not going to be doing a musical.
Teatro.
No, it's not going to be hard theater. It's going to be fantastic theater, because it's going to be a big challenge. It's going to be George Bernard Shaw, a play called The Millionaires, which is really quite wonderful and very modern. Because, you know, it's about how women are today, very independent, and they have their own money, and she's a millionaire, and, you know, she knows how to run all of her business. The only thing she doesn't know is about men. So I think it's very, no, but I think that's very modern, don't you?
Sí.
I don't know how the perception of women in the 90s is here in Chile or in South America in general.
Aquí en
but
Chile las mujeres son muy progresistas.
Yes, I would say probably.
Sí.
Because wherever, you know, there's a high spirit, you usually have women who are very, very strong.
Los chilenos estamos muy oprimidos por el poder de las mujeres. Nosotros estamos. Sí.
Oh, I'm not sure that's so bad.
Quisiéramos saber cuántos hijos tienes.
I have 2 children, and maybe you saw my daughter Tani in a movie.
Cocoon.
In Cocoon, yes.
Tani Welch, todos la vieron, ¿no?
Girl. Yes.
Sí.
And that's my daughter, and my son is Damon James Welch, and he wants to be an actor too, but I'm trying to discourage him.
Que no, qué difícil.
I wish no.
Qué difícil ser actor con una madre tan famosa, tan conocida.
I think it's difficult, yes, I think it's difficult. But life is difficult no matter how you come, you know, into it, you know. Life has this nasty little sense of humor. It always makes you pay for whatever it is that you have.
¿Qué hombre de figuración mundial admiras tú?
There are fewer heroes.
Hay menos héroes.
Yes, and then there's a kind of feeling I get that people don't really want heroes. They don't want people who are up, you know. They like to have people on the same level, but then it's difficult because who is going to, you know, call the shots? Because you can't have anarchy. So it's one of those difficulties. Maybe it's because we've come to the end of the millennium, you know what I mean?
Sí, vamos a llegar al año 2000.
That makes,
¿Y de las
I think
mujeres?
it's exciting. I don't know if this is popular to say in South America, but I must say I rather liked Margaret Thatcher.
Sí.
I know she's not, you know, Prime Minister
La dama
anymore,
de
but
hierro.
I like that she was a strong woman and that she didn't let people make her feel guilty for being strong.
Hizo una larga visita a Chile hace un par de meses.
Did she? And,
Yes.
Was she well received?
Sí, por supuesto.
And I don't know, I suppose I admire women in general for all of the struggles that I think we've all made, you know, to try to make this very difficult balance between being a woman, which is a mother and a wife and a lover, and also somebody who's independent and can contribute something to society. So I do admire womankind.
En total, por supuesto. Raquel, queremos saber un poco más de ti, porque estas visitas que haces tú son,
I know
son
one.
muy
I'm sorry, I
cortitas.
just thought of a woman that I love.
¿A quién?
Jackie Kennedy.
Ah, Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. She was.
¿Tú la conociste a ella?
Yes, I did a little bit. Yes, we spoke a little bit about a book I was doing, you know, and you know that she was working with a publisher in New York City, and so we had several conversations about that. But I think that she had the right balance of representing a woman who was intelligent and all of those things. But she chose to try to augment, you know, his presidency rather than to say, look, I want an official thing. Sí. And I think there's something beautiful about that, you know,
sí,
in a very feminine way, classic feminine.
Bonito. Yeah. Y de tu vida, ¿qué música te gusta?
And so I like Sting.
Sting.
I don't know, some rap music, but not all of it.
¿Y prefieres la playa o el campo?
Beach.
La playa.
Yeah, it must be my South American chromosomes, my Bolivian chromosomes. I don't know, I really, well, of course, that's the mountains, but I always feel that, you know, I like the warmth and I like the water. But I'm Virgo, you know, and I'm very, very Virgo.
Ay, los Virgos
and
son...
I think that Virgos are very earthy. They like I think they like to be right where the sea meets the earth. I think they like that because that's perfection, you know.
Sí. Y en
we're
cuanto a
always
los
looking for
hombres,
perfection.
los hombres... Se ríe, ¿eh? Se ríe. Oye, ¿los hombres te gustan más maduros o más jóvenes?
Well, I like all kinds of men. I like all kinds.
Rubios o morenos.
All kinds of men. And Tom Cruise I like. But he reminds me of my son. My son looks a little like Tom Cruise. And I like gosh, Clint Eastwood, Robert, that type of people. But Jack Nicholson and even Marlon Brando, you know.
Marlon Brando.
And the new...
Está un poco gordo Marlon Brando.
And this new... yes, he's a big fat, but it doesn't matter with him. No, it doesn't matter. And, there was one new Spanish actor, Antonio Banderas. Yes. Oh, my God, he's so beautiful.
Muy hermoso. A mí me encuentra muy parecido a Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
Antonio, me gritaban.
Well, I think women should have a bouquet of men. I don't think they should decide on just one.
Igual que los hombres. ¿Y eres supersticiosa?
I have an old makeup box that I carry with me and that I've had for many, many years. And everybody tries to buy me a new one, you know, so that when I go to work that I have something nice and pretty, you know, and very like a star. But I don't like it because it's not my old box, you know, so I always have the old box. And I like certain things, just old clothes, you know, because when I go home I take off my dress and all of these things, and I put on something very old and that I had for a long time and with little holes and things in it. I don't know.
Y tú has hecho televisión, has hecho cine y teatro. Para trabajar, ¿qué prefieres?
Oh, you know, different things at different times, you know. I like a variety in that. Yes.
¿De dónde vives actualmente?
Right now I'm living in Los Angeles and in Beverly Hills. But before I was living in New York. And when I first started my career I was living in London. That's when I made 1 Million Years BC. And I have lived also for brief periods in France and in Italy.
Bueno, Raquel, ¿qué les dirías a nuestros amigos chilenos que muchas veces te esperamos en este país, pero no venías? ¿Qué les dirías? Saludos para terminar nuestra conversación.
Well, it's very, very nice to be here, and it's very special and kind of sentimental for me because my father, I know, is from South America, and also because I'm especially happy because my father's brother came here to meet me, and so I'm so excited to meet him as soon as we're finished talking. Yeah.
¿Y tú no sabías que el hermano de tu padre vivía en Chile?
No, I didn't know that. No.
¿Tú quieres que te lo presente?
You know, it's my... Yes. Now, it's not all my fault, you know. My father was very strange, you know. He never spoke
Walter,
very much.
Tu tío Walter está aquí. Venga, don Walter, a saludar a su sobrina. Tú no puedes pararte porque tenemos... Pase. Nosotros...
Here, you can take that one. Hello. Hello.
I'd like to see you. I know you. Very, very nice. You're really wonderful, really linda, and very intelligent.
Bueno, Raquel, yo sé que tú puedes escuchar con este earphone. Oh, ahí. Estás muy contenta porque está tu tío, el hermano de tu padre, a quien no habías conocido. Él vive en Chile hace 43 años y nos alegramos mucho que hayas estado aquí en Chile. Y estas lágrimas de alegría las consideramos nosotros como un regalo, y el aplauso de nuestro público para ti de la Noche de Ronda.